make thousands of choices every day. The question is, are the choices I'm making giving me the life I desire? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, think about the choices that you've made in your life and what they've done for you. I have good news and I have bad news for some of you. The good news is that the choices you make have given you the life that you have today. The bad news is the choices you've made have given you the life you have today. Which way has it gone for you? How's it working for you so far? Look at the choices that you're making. As we mature, our choices become informed choices. We look at what we're doing and look at what the things are that we're challenged with and how we're going to attack it in the best way. You have goals in your life. When you're working towards those goals, do you have the passion to get to that goal? Often we do. And we have people that sometimes support us in getting to that goal. We have people that don't support us in getting to that goal. I've had great ideas. And people have said, Greg, you're delusional. So I just get on my unicorn and I leave. But the point is that sometimes people try to make the decision for where your life is going to go. And why do you let that happen? Make the decision for your life yourself. Now, I'm not saying discount advice that people give you, because some people have some great advice for you. They share their experiences. And that helps you to make an informed decision on where you're going in your life. So make those choices and make those informed decisions. Now, one of the key things that you have to think about when you're making your decisions is I'm at point A, and I want to get to point B. What are the steps that I have to take to get to point B? And here is the challenge. Because sometimes the steps it takes to get to point B are not steps that you want to take. An example. In my early 20s, shortly after I quit college, I thought, you know what, I'd like to be a lawyer. That would be a cool job. What do I have to do to be a lawyer? Well, I have to go back to school, which I hated. I have to read boring material, which I can't stand. So, obviously, I can't be a lawyer. So I took those decisions and said, I can't take the steps, so why waste the energy on something that I can't do? I'm going to put my energy towards things that I can do. And that's what I did. I focused on that which I wanted in life. Now, sometimes decisions that you make, or choices that you make, have consequences. Now, for most of you, when you hear the word consequence, you probably think negative. And a consequence is not always negative. A consequence can be a positive. The consequence of me working really hard and making much more sales than I should have gained me a bonus. That's a positive consequence. Usually, if it's not a positive consequence, we call it a price. What price did you pay for doing that? But even a price can be a positive, because you have to pay a price in those steps to get to your goal. And then the price is worth it. So think about how you're making your decisions and the choices that you're making every day in life. Because every day you make thousands of choices. From the point that you wake up, all of that plays into where your life is going to go. Sometimes the choices you make won't affect you for a long time. At age 23, I was off-roading in a Jeep, which we used to do quite a bit back east, racing through the woods, 50, 60 miles an hour, and unfortunately, I didn't have control and hit a tree. Hit my head in the roll bar, compacted my spine. Doctor said, you can't do this and you can't do that for the rest of your life. I managed to do most of what I wanted to do anyway. But 30 years later, my back went out. And everything I was doing in my life at that point stopped. And my life totally changed from a decision I had made 30 years earlier. So sometimes when you make a choice, you say, well, there's no consequence. But there's always a consequence. Always. You just don't know when it's going to happen, when it's going to show up. And then, of course, the point is that when something like that happens to you, what choices are you making to make a change in your life? Because you can sit there and wallow in self-pity and have your little pity party. But until you step up and start making the choices that give you the life you desire, it's not going to happen. So what I'd like you to do is each morning when you wake up, think about what your day is going to be. And ask yourself, am I making the choices that are going to give me the life I desire? Because choice is yours. Mr. Joseph.